Hey guys, Matt from Just Wrench It here, and today we are going to find out what's in a name. On the table in front of me we have 3/8 electric ratchets from Milwaukee, Kimo, and TackLife. I am going to open these up and check out the internals. They're all very similar in terms of the price point. Obviously the Milwaukee is a little more expensive. The bare tool here costs you about as much as the Kimo does with batteries in a kit, and the TackLife is just trailing below that. Sometimes you can find some coupons and deals on places like Amazon. But I know that the Milwaukee outperforms slightly in terms of RPMs. But I want to open these up and see what's different in the internals and how those compare to each other in terms of price and value and what you're getting for your money. So I'm going to open these up. I'll do that off camera, and then I will cut you guys back on and we can really see what's going on inside these ratchets. Alright guys, so we have them all torn apart here in front of us. Obviously in order: Milwaukee, Kimo, and then the TackLife. So one thing that I find interesting is obviously the difference in build quality. Now, the Milwaukee has what looks to be a pretty robust motor. The Planetary Gears are here on top, and then you see this triangular mount for the head. You can see the planetary gearing in there, the orbit, and then that triangular head to mount to the actual ratchet. So that's pretty good. That's actually better than I thought. I thought it would kind of be gear on gear, but they've done something different there. The head is held onto the motor with one single pin. There's no catch in it. It basically relies on the case and everything to keep that in place, and it's pretty thick. So that looks really good. The LEDs on this, you're not going to be able to probably even see them, but they're here, right? On the board, on the side, they're the very small micro LEDs, and they light this way on the side of the body of the ratchet. The switch looks pretty robust. They've chose to kind of have one that mounts sideways, and then the battery mount there looks pretty good. The plastic is good, the soldering all looks good. The circuit board does have a heat sink on the back, a very small one, for I'm assuming the MOSFETs here that do the switching. So in all honesty, that looks pretty good. You see heavier gauge wire connecting to the motor. That's good, and I really don't see anything there that is less than I would expect. Now, on to the Kimo. What's interesting on the Kimo, and I got to be very delicate here, is that the Planetary Gears, like I thought I was going to see on all of them here, go directly into the top. Now there is still a triangular mount. It's much smaller, and for whatever reason it didn't come out with the head, and there's a lot of grease in here, so I'm not going to try to pull that out. But it seems to be more recessed than the others. The others seem to come out as a unit. As you can see here on the Milwaukee, like it's this thing, and you can pull off that top triangular piece. On the Kimo, it seems a lot more delicate, and not nearly as much engineering went into that. It just kind of slapped it together. The motor itself looks okay. Again, I got to be careful here. I'm going to lose those gears. The wires are a little thicker, not as thick as the Milwaukee, but probably a gauge lower on the motor to the unit. And if you look at this, you'll see what seems to be probably the main issue is all of the internals for the ratchet actually are built into the switch. You see the MOSFET here with a small piece of aluminum for a heat sink. I mean, I've not had any issues with this Kimo, and it is actually my preferred ratchet out of these three, because it being the one that I've used the most. But that looks like it's going to be an issue. You have lower quality LEDs for the indicator, and the only job of the circuit board here is for the LED light to light your work area, and these the battery indicators. So there's really not much here in terms of electronics. It's really surprising to me, and plus, look how small and flimsy the battery connector seems to be. Kind of disappointed there. So now we'll go over to the TackLife. And you can see here, this whole Planetary Gears system has a collar on it. Even the Milwaukee, let me double check inside here. I guess it does have a collar. Maybe that does come out with it, but it didn't in this case. But this is one big solid unit. And again, the triangular mount, it's a little smaller, but you see there, it looks pretty good, plenty of grease. The motor on the TackLife is smaller, noticeably, but other than that, it looks pretty similar. You see a little more venting on the Milwaukee and the Kimo, but the TackLife looks like it's going to hold up well. It's only rated for 300 RPMs, which is well below the 400 that these two were rated for, and you can kind of see that in the motors. So a little less power maybe in terms of RPM, but nothing too bad. Again, slightly smaller motor wires than the Milwaukee, and a little LED board here for your indicator lights. The 3 LEDs are on there, much more similar to the Milwaukee in terms of the micro LEDs, the quality there. But again, much like the Kimo, we have, you know, the resistor. I don't even see a MOSFET. Maybe it's inside the switch, and maybe that's why there's this heat shield, or heat sink rather, here on the switch. I'm guessing maybe they tucked it inside there. But again, not really much to see there. But you do see a better build quality out of the TackLife over the Kimo. Even though it has a smaller motor, you see a much better build quality, and they've even thought to take the LED and raise it up to a workable area where it's actually going to illuminate your workspace, whereas the Kimo's is down by the paddle trigger, much smaller and not as effective. The Milwaukee has a similar LED diode. It's a little smaller than the TackLife, but I've not tested the brightness, you know, between the two, but I would probably guess that this is a little brighter. We can maybe check that later. But another thing is the pins that hold the head onto the motor. You probably can't see this here. There are actually 2 of these solid pins for the Kimo, which I like a lot better than the single pin that Milwaukee and TackLife used. Very curious on that as to why they chose to go that route. The battery clips on the TackLife seem to be a little more robust. It's mounted onto a form of PCB board, so not covered in plastic. A little disappointing on that, but you do have the body there to insulate everything, so you're relatively good in terms of you know, safety there. I just would have really liked to seen it encased in plastic like the other 2 here. But all in all, guys, not a huge difference. I'm not seeing, the motor brushes are internal, so I'm not seeing anything crazy in terms of those. I know the Milwaukees look pretty good from what I can see of the motor. Obviously, I'm not tearing the motor completely apart, because once I get the TackLife back together, we are giving this away. I'm going to button down and start doing all the giveaways that I've been meaning to do for months now. So once I get this back together, I will be giving this away. Comment down below, share the video, and we will get that giveaway out as soon as possible. But really, you're not seeing a huge difference. Now, the thing that now I'm kind of kicking myself about is I wish I would have had one of the dirt cheap ratchets to compare to, because you're not seeing a huge difference in quality here. You do see, obviously, Milwaukee cares a lot more. You see this PCB and a lot of things going on there. You see two MOSFETs there where you only see one here, and we're assuming somewhere inside this switch is one, but I mean, that's it. Like, you see a lot more build quality with the Milwaukee, but the functions of the tools are all pretty similar. This may last you a little longer, but I have to say that I think these are going to do the job. These aren't, you know, a heavy duty use tool. They're not high torque applications or anything, so I think they're going to be fine. It's mostly for the speed and the ease of use, as I've stated before. So I think that's going to wrap it up today, guys. I will get this back together. You know, you pay a little more, you get a little more, but I definitely think that these two are contenders, and I am surprised, very surprised, that the TackLife seems to be of what I would say is marginally better quality than the Kimo. I'm very surprised in that, because you can get this one at times for, you know, 50 to 60 bucks depending on the sales that they're having, whereas the Milwaukee, I think, don't quote me, if I remember, costs you about 70 to 75 for just the bare tool. The only difference there is, you know, with the Milwaukee M12 battery lineup, you can get into a bunch of other tools with that, whereas the TackLife does have some other 12 volt tools. Kimo has a few, but not very many. I think they have a 12 volt drill, but that's about it. So you definitely should pay the extra money, especially if you're a Milwaukee fanboy, and be happy in the fact that you know you've gotten a quality product. These are still going to do the job, but you definitely get a lot more bang for your buck inside the Milwaukee. So I'm very surprised today, guys. I didn't think that we'd see such steps in quality between the dollar amounts that you pay for these tools, but we did, surprisingly enough. And I still gotta say, I mean, obviously the MOSFETs on this one are a little questionable. The switch doesn't look as robust as the others, but it functions well. So it'd be interesting to see after a few years of heavy use how these compare. But the TackLife seems like a good low-cost option. So without further ado, I will wrap up the video there. Don't forget to comment down below for the giveaway of the TackLife. This fine piece of engineering will go out to somebody. It is the kit with 2 batteries and some standard sockets and a quick charger, so that will go out. I've done another video on the TackLife ratchet. If you want to see it in action, you can check out that video there. But that's it for today, guys. Surprising build quality differences between comparable tools. It's very interesting to see. Tell me what your thoughts are down in the bottom of the comments. Comment to enter the giveaway, and I will see you guys next time. Bye.